Good afternoon. My name is Roberta Suhlman. I'm the Executive Director of Literacy Volunteers of Massachusetts and the President of the Board of Directors of the Massachusetts Coalition for Adult Education. It's our pleasure today to be presenting the 2021 MK Outstanding Educator Award to Leah Gregory. First, I'd like to say a few things about the Mass Coalition for Adult Education. We are an organization that champions the rights of all adults to acquire 21st century literacy, English language, and numeracy skills, leading to economic prosperity, strong families, and vibrant communities. As the voice of adult education in Massachusetts, we successfully lead advocacy for adult education, working with elected officials and policymakers, and mobilizing our membership to take action throughout the legislative and budget process. MK also provides other activities which enrich the field of adult education. For example, professional development through our annual network conference, which is the largest adult education conference in New England and one of the largest in the country. We also do educational webinars, surveys, research and reports, provide scholarships to adult students, and awards such as this one to outstanding educators, outstanding students. The Outstanding Educator Award will go to an educator who has improved the life situations of themselves or others as a result of learning or teaching experience in an adult ed program. They've also demonstrated leadership within the teaching and learning environment, met significant challenges in an effective way, been supportive of others engaged in teaching and learning, and demonstrated achievements which show dedication, service, and commitment to the principles of adult and continuing education. The program of the winner of the Outstanding Educator, in this case, the East Boston Harborside Community School, will receive $200 in books as a gift from MK. Leah Gregory wears many hats at the East Boston Harborside Community School's adult education program, and she was nominated by her director. Leah, and when you hear this list, you'll understand what we mean by that. Leah is the program coordinator, an ESOL level 2 teacher, a family literacy program ESOL level 3 teacher, an assessor, and an overall student advisor to students in the program. The COVID-19 pandemic, while causing many people to sort of step up more than they needed to, fully demonstrated Leah's leadership and dedication to the educational, social, emotional, and physical well-being of all of her students and their families. She reached out to viable organizations in the community to bring weekly food distributions to students and the community at large. And she didn't just make connections to these organizations, but she did everything that needed to be done to make it happen so that food could be distributed to her students. Every week during COVID, she set up outside, regardless of the weather, putting together bags of groceries. She unloaded trucks, sorted food, stored frozen food, and equally distributed food products in grocery bags, and then made sure that her students and their families received them. She started a GoFundMe page to assist those who had lost their jobs and help them out financially. She formed a committee to review the student applications so that the awards would be based on need. She helped those who didn't qualify for public assistance because of their immigration status and those who didn't qualify for other kinds of assistance. Her technical prowess was also given an opportunity to shine with her leadership and mentoring, which made it possible for the program to transition more easily to online learning. The program had previously used Google Drive and Google Classroom, but together with another teacher, Leah created a digital learning curriculum in anticipation of remote learning being required for the rest of the year due to the pandemic. She created 5 professional development workshops over the summer, specifically for teachers, to ensure that every classroom could use Google Classroom or Zoom in the fall. She provided weekly guidance for teachers who needed extra help to make it possible for their students to do online classes. And she helped create student engagement and maintain student gains. She started a bi-weekly e-newsletter called Harborside Updates for all students and staff, with helpful links to resources, job opportunities, advisor hours, sessions, and other useful information. As her director said, quote, she literally gives over 100% of her time, effort, and expertise to everyone to make the program run smoothly. Her energy and untiring effort amaze me, and it all amazes us too. It's our honor and pleasure to award MCAE's 2021 Outstanding Educator Award to Leah Gregory at the East Boston Harborside Community School. She exemplifies the very best in adult educators in Massachusetts. Congratulations, Leah.
Thank you, Roberta. Thank you so much. Thank you to MK for choosing me. Thank you for Carol for submitting that. And I want to thank you for this recognition. But as we all know, we wear many hats and we devote ourselves tirelessly to our students, to our classes, to our work. And when COVID hit us last March, it hit our communities really hard. And we were doing so much more than we had ever imagined that we would. And we were suddenly much more than educators, much more than we had ever been. And like Roberta said, we put our hats on and got to work and crowdfunded money and applied for grants and started fresh produce programs and transitioned our programs, and the list goes on. And I know I'm not alone. I know that that many of the communities stepped up and many educators did as well. And I would be remiss to not mention that for me personally, this year proved that the even greater responsibility of educators. And not only do we have the responsibility to teach the material in our curriculum and support our learners, but we have the responsibility to empower our students to advocate for themselves. We have the responsibility to teach about racial injustice, about language injustice, discrimination, bridging the digital divide in the households that don't have technology, that don't have that access. And I think as educators, we are privileged to have direct impacts on our students' lives. And your intentions don't matter, but your impact does, and your voice does, and your actions do, and your words do. And so for me, that is why I became an educator, and that's why I'm still an educator. And we must hold ourselves accountable to that. So I think that we have this responsibility in our own lives, and we have the opportunity to make that impact in our classes. So I encourage you not to miss that opportunity. So thank you again. I know we all deserve it this year.
Thank you, Leah. Congratulations. We're really proud of all of your work.
Thank you, Roberta. Thank you, everyone.